Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing well. So without wasting any time, let's move to the newspaper. First we will identify the important news and then we'll move on to the analysis section. So this is Tuesday, May 17, 2022, the Hindu Daily edition. As usual, we'll be first identifying the most important news followed by a detailed discussion of the same. So let's see what are the most important news today. Stronger India-Nepal ties a must to face emerging challenges, says Prime Minister. Okay, so Prime Minister is in Nepal right now, and he has laid the foundation stone for the Lumbini Buddhist center in Lumbini. Lumbini is what, the birthplace of Buddha, right? So this is the entire context, and India-Nepal ties obviously can be built on the cultural heritage of two countries, including Buddhism and Hinduism as a common link. Okay, fine, because these two are common link between these two countries. Fine, parts of Moss Shield on claim of link found. Okay, Sweden makes NATO bid official, says entering a new era. Okay, Prime Minister makes announcement a day after Finland president did so. Fine. All party meet soon on caste census, Nitish Kumar has said. Kerala did nothing for Endosulfan victim. Okay, this is a thing. You have to know about Endosulfan, what it is, okay? And why Kerala only is involved. So we'll just give it a brief read to understand what has happened, right? So there is nothing more on page 1. Okay. SFDC conducts special anti-malware device. Okay. Mundka, no, nothing here. Nothing here. Okay, how many corpses were floating in Ganga NGT? Ask UP Bihar. Okay, not that important. The full moon as seen from the Buddha statue at in Lucknow. Okay, how beautiful it looks. 6 arrested for religious conversion attempts in UP, in MP. Not required. Not required. Open right wing trolls find a common target. No, not required. Nothing here. Nothing here. GPS route, no, not required. Extremists want comfort, not solution. Not required. Okay. Telangana to okay, on Buddha Purnima. Okay, new system delay MG. Okay, we have to see that why. What is this new system that is delaying Manrega payments, so wage payments, right? Okay. On editorial page, the war that is sinking India's geopolitical option. The main worry is about how to manage China that is attempting to consolidate the region and raise influence. Okay. Yes, this is the problem, that China is the problem now. After fall of Russia in the Russia-Ukraine war, it seems that China will be a problem now. Crisis and opportunity. Okay, we'll see this what it is. Vikram Segal must disprove detractors with quick measures for economic recovery. What is this? Okay. He is a person, and this is for Sri Lanka. Okay, we have not read about Sri Lanka from long now. We'll read it today. Okay, we are not going to read this. Just understand that India's geopolitical options may be sinking due to rise of muscle flexing China. Right. The technical higher education market dissected. Okay. We must read this. This is regarding education. Each for all, the amendment bill not required. I think then we won't be reading this. Not needed. You already know what is happening in Sri Lanka, right? There's nothing much to say. Focusing on public health engineering. Okay, we can see this. And eye on achieving SDG. We have to see this. Text and context page. The repo rate in India. So okay, I have many times discussed it. Okay, I'll discuss it one more time because economics is not easy for much of the people to understand, right? Chief of Defense Staff and top level military reforms. We'll just see the gist here. Why it is there? Because the role of CDS is again under discussion after this. Okay. Petrification, sands of time. Okay, this is bibliography. And whose bibliography it is? Capitoil. Okay, fine. So SCO terror meets start official from China, Pakistan, Russia and Delhi. Okay, top Kashmiri WM for movie for anger the Kashmir fire infuse hatred. Means a movie can infuse hatred. What is this? Border villagers migration a worry. Yes, it is. SC commutes death penalty in rape case. Crime should be of nature that leaves court with option like death sentences would be inadequate. Where even after taking into account the mitigating substances, court must be of the opinion that sentence of imprisonment for life is inadequate, and there is no alternative but impose death sentence. India French again jointly patrol Indian Ocean, not required. Parties worry over Varanasi court order that undermine the place of worship act. Okay. The declaration made available only in Hindi, discrepancy in English version says no, not required. There is nothing here. Indigo mishandled passengers, DGCA. Okay. Monsoon advances over Andaman Island. Yes, we'll have to see, because it is already May 15, 16, 17. May 17 is today. Monsoon must have arrived over Andaman Islands. Is expected to arrive in this time only. Okay, Kovind become the first Indian president to visit Jamaica. Fine. Assistive aid remain on. Okay, we have to see this. Why it is inaccessible, right? Report flag risk of fortified rice for some. Again, this is important. International Museum Day events begin. Once of Diet Day ahead. Okay, in Colby Sharif, 10 PM says Pakistan ties a priority. Okay. In Burkina Faso attack, US response to nuclear talk solution. Okay. Will not back Finland and Sweden NATO bid. Look, again Turkey is saying that they don't want Sweden and Finland in NATO, and NATO is a consensus based organization, so it's difficult now. They will have to negotiate with Turkey and all those things. The question is, why do you need NATO? You create your own wing there with your neighbors. Police conductors cry for another's slammed. Okay, Kim Blast pandemic response. To get first woman PM in 3 decades. Okay, France to get as prime minister. Okay, prime minister. There is presidential system there. Rate increase may not cool price gain driven by war. Diesel sales, entry level car buying. Okay, we are in the era of higher interest rate. Adani cement foray likely to intensify. Competition, China economy cools sharply on lockdown. Trap 1.8 million at port. Okay, trader face prospect of heavy losses. Yes, this is a problem. Yes, that would be a genuine problem. Never seen such Kamadayar in any Indian team. Siyaduddullah. Okay, so this is a sports page, right? And with this we come to obviously end of today's news identification. Fine, and now we move on towards news analysis. Okay, so this is our first news. Kerala did nothing for Endosulfan victims. Bench question delay in compensation. The Supreme Court has slammed Kerala government for doing virtually nothing for Endosulfan pesticide exposure victim. Okay, so Endosulfan is a pesticide. And sulfan is there, so most probably it would be a sulfur based pesticides also. Endosulfan. Let's see what it is. Of patent orgo chlorine. Endosulfan has been used in agriculture. Okay. Colorado potato, and due to its unique mode of action, it is useful in resistance and management. However, it is not specific. It can negatively impact population of beneficial insect. As every other, this thing has the side effects. This also have side effects. Acute toxicity. Okay, so there is chlorine, there is oxygen, and there is sulfur here. Okay, so it would be a very powerful kind of and a very versatile kind of pesticides, right? The court said that is okay. 5 years since the judgment, the court has realized only 8 out of has been paid compensation. Fine. I don't think there is anything much here. There was endosulfan in cashew plantation. Okay, so in cashew crop plantation this was used. Okay, all these years the state seemed to have ignored the other, like the voiceless and all those things. Okay, fine. So we are done with this page. Now let's move on to the next page. Was there anything? No, nothing. As usual, we'll do the editorial and text and context page and op-ed at last. Okay, well, first the entire news, what is important news today, and then we'll be moving on to the editorial section. Fine. Okay, monsoon advances over Andaman Islands, right? 4-month seasonal rain begins. So monsoon is there on Andaman Island. Now let me first make a picture for you so that you understand what it is. Okay. So this is India. So here we have the Andaman Islands, and here is your Java, Sumatra, Java, right? This is like this only. So what happens? Monsoon is obviously like this right now. It is, there would be a burst of monsoon in about 1st or 2nd June. Some will go from here, some will go from here, some will go here, and other will go here. And now look, you have a Mount Harriet here. So there will be downpouring in this region. So there is nothing there is nothing kind of jet stream, okay, here in this part that will be stopping this monsoon winds, right? Therefore they will be shedding their moisture over these islands. Okay, so this is why these islands receives rainfall before mainland. Okay, this is the reason behind it. Okay, let's see. And look, it is 4-month seasonal rain begin. So May, June, July and August, right? But what is the rainy season in the mainland? On the mainland, it's more of June, July, August, September, and some part of October. It goes like this, from mid of June almost. Okay, this is the rainfall curve for general rainfall curve for mainland India, and this is for this. It is May to August. Okay, from May onwards it rises, and in August, by August it falls down. Fine. So let's see. The north southwest monsoon has advanced over Andaman and Nicobar Island. IMD said here, signaling a start of 4-month seasonal rain that are crucial to largely agri-dependent economy. The Andaman and Nicobar Island and adjoining area have been experiencing rainfall due to strengthening southwesterly wind in lower tropospheric level. Weather officers said conditions are favorable for further advance of southwest monsoon into some parts of South Bay of Bengal, entire Andaman Sea and Andaman Islands, and some part of east central Bay of Bengal during next 2-3 days. The presence of cyclonic circulations over Lakshadweep and North Tamil Nadu are expected to bring fairly widespread monsoon rainfall with isolated thunderstorm, lightning, gusty wind and all those things over Kerala coastal. The weather officer said that isolated heavy rainfall was expected over Tamil Nadu from Monday to Wednesday, over Lakshadweep area over next 2 days. Rain is also expected on coastal Karnataka. Fine. But those rain on Tamil Nadu and Kerala is not due to monsoon, but it is a independent episode. Okay, so this is there on this, in this news. You have to understand that only. Okay, assistive aid remains inaccessible. Now this is a very important finding that could be written in social issues case study related to what? Related to what we say, which section? Related to disadvantageous section. Okay, special. So this assistive aid remain inaccessible. Inaccessibility of assistive aid. WHO UNICEF report says 1 billion people with disabilities are at disadvantage. You understand? 1 billion people. More than 2.5 billion people need one or more assistive product such as wheelchair, hearing aid or apps that support communication and cognition, and yet billion of them are denied access. Okay, particularly in low and middle income countries where access can be as low as 3% of the need for the life-changing products. Okay, the global report on assistive technology presents evidence that need to. Okay, Rajiv Dasgupta has said that 2011 census put national estimate of number of people with disability at 2.21% of total population, 26.8 million person, including person with visual, learning, hearing, speech, locomotor and mental disabilities, with majority in 19 to 59 group. Of the people with disabilities, 49% are literate, 34% are employed, and 75% live in rural area. So you don't have to go for so much number, not required. You have to just see that according to global report on assistive technology by WHO and UNICEF, by WHO, okay, I think it is, and UNICEF, it is a combined report. Okay, about 1 billion people, 1.5 billion people. Okay, 2.5 billion people need one or more assistive technology, and out of it 1 billion is at disadvantage due to inaccessibility. Okay, this could be a very game changer case study. You can get a lot of marks here, about half marks. Okay, so this is it in this section. No need to go very inside that, not required. At some point of time you have to stop, because these things have a definite thing to be written in examination. These are not that you have to know everything about it. Yes, there are certain sections where you have to be knowing things in very detail, but in these sections you have to understand that nothing detail is needed. You just have to understand the ask of the examination. Report flag risk of fortified rice for some. Okay, so what is this fortification? So fortification means addition of important micronutrient to the food, especially staple food, right? And what is this mixing of impurities is known as what? You tell me in the comment box. Mixing of impurities in this thing in food is what it is called. Okay, so you let me know this thing. So when we in case of this also fortification, we are also mixing something, but it is not impurity, it is micronutrient that would help us to remain fit. Example, iodized salt. Okay, the second example is what? Beta carotene fortified rice. Okay, or it is alpha carotene, something like this only, carotene fortified rice. Okay, and some. Okay, the overload of iron can cause death of problems for tribal population. Distribution of iron fortified rice to government scheme like silver bullet to curb anemia must stop in a state such as Jharkhand, where large tribal population that suffer from sickle cell anemia, thalassemia and tuberculosis. Warn activists. For such people, an overload of iron can create adverse health issue. Overload of anything can create adverse health issue. In fact, finding exercise activists discovered that neither field functionaries nor beneficiaries have been educated about the potential harms. Okay, according to report prepared jointly by Alliance for Sustainable Health, okay, Asha Kisan Swaraj, the Right to Food campaign Jharkhand, where fortified rice are being distributed in the central government funded scheme such as public distributed scheme PM Poshan at school and ICDS at Anganwadi center can consent is not being obtained from the beneficiaries. Okay, PDS declare dealers and frontline workers to have been informed beforehand about potential harmful effects of this fortified rice. Okay, and if anything else is there, let me just skim through it. So 3-4 diseases are written here: thalassemia, sickle cell disease and tuberculosis. You must know about these diseases. Okay, so these are important takeaways from this article. So these diseases are common to tribal population. Okay, tribal population common disease. Fine, so you must write it in your notes that whenever you are talking about tribal population, you must talk about these diseases as well and the challenge with this iron fortified rice. So fine, malaria is also one there. There is already excess of iron in the body, whereas TB patients are unable to absorb iron. The consumption of iron fortified food among patients of this disease can reduce immunity and functionality, obviously. There is one legal problem or fundamental problem is that what the right to informed choices about one's food is a basic right. Okay, the right to know what one is consuming is also a basic right. In case of rice fortification, it is seen no prior informed consent was ever sought from the recipients. Fine, there is a need for precision because no nutrient taken in excess will do you good. Universal fortification is not the answer for nutritional deficiency. Okay, so this is also a good line. Universal fortification is not the answer for nutritional deficiency. Fine, so it is a very good article, especially regarding tribal population. Okay, so you must know this. So this article is very good regarding tribal population. Fine. Okay, let's see if anything else is remaining. There is nothing else here. Okay, with this we have come to end of analysis of news. Now let us go directly to analysis of editorial. Fine. So this is our first editorial, technical higher education market dissected. Okay, so it is using the term market. Education is never a part of market, but it is written market. It may be a satire or it may be the glimpse of a reality, the ground level reality what we are facing today. Let's see. In India, technical higher education sector dominated by private players can best understood only in market terms, be it exponential growth in institution or enrollment as well as dynamics of decision made by the regulatory body. It is no accident that much of the growth in technical higher education has been after 1991, when Aicte became functional in its present avatar. Supply exceeds demand. Fine. So what happens in higher education? The supply is exceeding demand. During the 3 decades of immediately preceding the present, the number of technical higher education institutions has increased 5 times, to go up from 53 to 277. During the same period, enrollment in teaching and technical higher education has increased 6 times. Importantly, the most of the growth has been in government sector. During the past 3 decades, the institutions have gone up by 40 times, with the intake capacity rising 15 times to touch 32.85 lakhs. Much of this expansion has been in private sector. Going by number of students who appeared for joint entrance examination and other entrance tests conducted by various agencies and different higher educational institutions, and total demand for technical higher education appear to be no more than 20 lakh. Clearly, the supply for exceeds the demand for technical higher education, probably in hope that the supply would create its own demand. Okay, so what is the first thing? Supply is greater than demand. It is no wonder that large number of technical institutions have been saddled with sunk cost due to their inability to fill their sanctioned seat. The capacity utilization has been falling over a long time now and has become 53.53% in 2021 as compared to 62.32% in 2012-13. Declining demand notwithstanding, these institutions has been adding more capacity through some market correction seem to have happened during the past few years. Okay, the number of institutions and intake capacity in 2021-22 have come down to, these are data not needed. You just have to understand what is the first problem: supply greater than demand. Student to teacher ratio. The prescribed limit is 7.5 to 20, depending upon type and level of program. As overwhelming majority of institutions are unable to admit a student to capacity, the STR, at least on paper, has gone down to 5.5. Means student to teacher ratio is 5. Teacher to student ratio, what it is? STR, student to teacher ratio is 5.5. It should have been ideally somewhere between 7.5 to 20, but it is 5.5, which means more teachers are available per student. Okay. Lower STR could mean better quality, but in case this only means higher cost, adversely impinging on their economic sustenance. Okay, so better STR due to low demand. In a typical market framework, such business would either improve their quality or slash their prices to survive. Apparently, it does not happen in the higher education market, except during the past 2 years when market correction led to drop of 18.3% and 6.01% in the number of institutions. Okay, appealing to regulator, instead they prefer regulator coming to their rescue. In past, they urged doing away with the requirements of certain percentage of marks in school board. Recently, they could have convinced the regulator to abolish condition of studying science and mathematics at senior secondary intermediate level of schools when Aicte retracted from a decision quickly. Such cautions have obviously been intended to widen the catchment for admission, and all those things are there. Fine. These apart, okay, the Veblen effect. These apart, technical higher education institutions are differentiated and highly hierarchical. The Indian Institute of Technology, NITs, IITs, the School of Planning and Architecture, National Institute of Design, National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education Research, and few other universities are most sought after. Okay. Taken together, they can admit maximum 40,000 students, and equal number of seats must be available in high quality private institutions. But highly selective, they are the price maker. Left to the market forces, they may resort to exploitative pricing policies. They generally resist capacity expansion, sustainability, and fear of delusion and quality. The artificial scarcity suits them fine, and at times enable them to use higher fees strategy for brand building. After all, Veblen effect, what is expensive is perceived to be excellent, is applicable to higher education as it is to luxuries. Okay, some institutions hate pricing regulation that limits their ability to charge as much as they wish. They are naturally disappointed with the new news that Aicte is contemplating prescribing a ceiling limit on fees that institutions can charge from their student. The bulk of poor quality institutions are happy about the prospect of a certain minimum levy of fees being made mandatory. Step for Aicte. Okay, Aicte is empowered to take all such steps and may think fit for coordinated and integrated development and maintenance of a student. Okay, but where is the but? But it would be justified to prescribe a specific amount that compulsorily be charged from a student. Will this move be constructed as helping institutions institute bearing the balance sheet and all those things. Are there nothing? Finally, would it be advisable for AICTE to prescribe fees for all technical higher education institutions spread across length and breadth of the country? Okay. Cannot justice provide a broad framework and guidelines for determining permissible fees limit? The rest could be left to state for fee fixation committee. This would be in true spirit of federalism, which expect state to be a responsible partner in the process. Okay, so a very good article in a very, let me write first here, Veblen effect. Okay, and fourth is role of AICTE. Now this, a good article regarding higher education and the challenges, how and what is the present ground level scenario and what is the challenges, right? Very enriching article in a very good way. It has compared higher education with the market. Okay, I like this way of approaching things. Okay, focus on public health engineering. Let me see. Okay, what it wants to say. Look, OPED is basically idea page. Okay, so public health engineering means creating something new out of the existing for public health. Let's see, expanding the cadre of sanitation engineers will help us confront water related public health challenges. What are water related public health challenges? Look, it leads to cholera and other waterborne disease. This is directly. What is the indirect? This is what direct. What is indirect? Flies will carry infectious agent with them on our food. You understand? So it goes on like this. So what and also sanitation challenges. So what it says, sanitation engineers, getting sanitation engineer will help us to confront, not win, at least confront the water related public health challenges. About 80% of wastewater flows back into the ecosystem without being treated or reused. Okay, so this is a very high percentage. Okay, so let's see. Just that is an idea and this is an example. International trends. Okay, in India, public health engineering is executed by PWD or by health officials. This differs from international trends. To manage a wastewater treatment plant in Europe, a candidate must specialize in wastewater engineering. With government of India starting to think, okay, so this is the justification for the idea. That's it. You don't need many things, and all other things are there. It should be interdisciplinary. It should be okay. All services, right? Fresher courses. These things should be there. Let me see if anything else is there. No, nothing else is there. You understand now? So this is the idea, sanitation engineers. So whenever we are talking about sanitation related challenges, then an idea in way forward can be sanitation engineers, and it could be supported by this thing. Okay. So an eye on achieving SDGs. There are 17 targets here. Okay. So Odisha has made good strides in implementing the climate action and life below water sustainable development goals. Okay. Who is Amar Patnaik? Rajya Sabha MP from Odisha. Okay, let's see if Odisha model can help us out to write a case study or something like that. Okay. While national ranking dropped, Odisha saw 3-point improvement. And why it is so? Odisha managed to save 120.07 tons of CO2 per 1,000 population by using LED bulbs against India. Okay, in the life below water, which aims to conserve ocean. Okay, ocean, seas, marine resources by preventing marine pollution and illegal fishing practices. Odisha scored 82. Odisha ranking in these two core highlight because as for Asian Pacific SDG progress, Asian Pacific region showed decline. Okay, there is nothing here. I understand now. In fiscal year 20 budget, the state included climate budget, a first ever feature. Okay. SDG budget is also there. Cross department linkage and shows the state commitment towards implementing SDG 4 as to SDG 10. Fine. Okay, hard work ahead is there and all those things. Okay, you just have a look at it. Not very relevant from exam point of view. In one day exam it may come, but it will not come in that one day exam also. Repo rate in India. Let's first read the gist, then I'll give you the explanation. Okay, the RR is fixed interest rate at which RBI provides overnight liquidity to bank against collateral of government and other approved security under liquidity adjustment facilities. Repo system allows central bank to control money supply within economies by increasing or decreasing the availability of fund. It also functions as a monetary tool for helping regulator the ability of liquidity to fund the banking system. Look what happens in this thing, repo rate. Okay, RBI lends at repo rate to whom? To bank. Okay, bank will again lend to customers. Okay, so what happens if say repo rate increases, then obviously bank will get to what we'll say dearer, okay, loans slash funds for banks. Why? Because RBI has increased the repo rate, so now bank will have to pay more for say initially they paid rupees 20 for 1000 rupees. Now what will happen? They will have to pay rupees 22 or 23 due to increased repo rate for 1000 rupees. You understand now? So this is it, and this will lead to what? Increased burden on customers. So obviously what will happen? Due to this, customer will have less purchasing power. Okay, so what happened? The entire money in the rupees in system is what? It has decreased. Similarly, when repo rate is decreased, what will happen? Banks will have more money, and more money means more easily available to customers, so more purchasing power of the customer. This is how repo works. It is a part of liquidity adjustment facility, and it is given for overnight. Okay, overnight adjustments. Okay, fine. And it is also a monetary policy tool, because it is helping what? To change the supply of money in the economy and hence control inflation. Fine, you give it a rate, it would be a very easy article, I think. CDS and top level military reforms. Let's see, in December 2019, okay, approval was given to create post of CDS of a 4-star general, and then Army Chief General Rawat was appointed. The mandate of CDS include bringing about jointness in operation, logistic, transport, training, support, etc. within the 3 years of first CDS assuming office. There is now a dichotomy in the role and responsibility with several hats worn by CDS. Also overlap in responsibilities between DMA and DOD. Okay, so this is the problem, that there is a overlapping roles and responsibilities here. The same thing will be done by DMA and DOD, and that same thing will also be done by CDS. So there will be a problem. Okay, I think we have come to end. Yes, so with this we come to end of today's newspaper analysis session. I hope you like it. As usual, your homework is to write down in comment box article you will use in which answer of GS 1, 2, 3, 4 essay optional. Okay, you know I read each and every comment, so do comment. Before leaving, I'll like you to one more time remind that please subscribe to the channel. Okay, comment, like our work, share it with your friends and family. Okay, so with this I'm right now ending this newspaper analysis session, and I take your leave now. Okay, cut. So friends, I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe our channel and share this video with your friend. Follow us on Telegram as well. Also, keep studying hard, keep following your dreams, and keep tuned to our channel. Comment below for any suggestion. Till then, goodbye, good luck, keep studying hard.